Do you know that rich, classy women don't just dress or walk differently? They also speak differently. And the very words that they utter make them stand out. Money follows confidence, strategy, and the way you speak about yourself and your finances. But if you're unknowingly using phrases that block wealth, you're keeping yourself stuck. Today, I'm unveiling the 15 things rich women never say. Get ready because number 7 might completely change the way you think about money. By the end of this video, you'll not only spot these phrases in others, but you'll start upgrading your own verbal elegance, confidence, and wealth mindset. So let's get started, because rich women don't just have money, they have the language of success. Number 1. Grumbling about money. Rich women never complain about money. Saying, "I can't afford that," or "that's too expensive for me," instantly shuts down your mind from finding solutions. It reinforces a scarcity mindset, keeping you trapped in financial limitations. By uttering these statements, you are creating a fixed financial ceiling. After all, money is a tool and not a roadblock. Instead of focusing on what they lack, wealthy ladies focus on how to create, earn, and invest. Complaining doesn't create wealth, ladies. Strategy does. For instance, let's take the case of Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in poverty but never fixated on her financial struggles. Instead of saying, "I'm always broke," she focused on building wealth through value. And look at her today. She's a top global icon now, investing in businesses, real estate, and philanthropy. Speak with an investor mindset and ask, is this a smart financial decision? Or you can say, what value does this add to my life? Because sophisticated women don't just buy for the sake of spending. They invest in quality. Finding the video helpful? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on leveling up your life. Let's carry on. Number 2. Gossiping about others. High-status women are aware of the fact that gossiping makes them seem petty and untrustworthy. People will assume that if they talk about others, they'll also talk about them behind their backs. Truth be told, gossiping stems from jealousy or insecurity, and wealthy, confident women don't need to put others down to feel better about themselves. Instead of gossiping, they engage in intelligent conversations that build connections and add value to their relationships. You won't ever hear them saying something like, "Oh, her outfit was awful. Who even wears that?" Or, "She only got that promotion because of favoritism." Avoid blurting out phrases like, "They say her marriage is on the rocks. Not surprised." Or even something along the lines of, "I don't know why people even like her. She's so fake." Make it a point to steer the conversation away gracefully. For example, you can say, "Oh, I haven't heard about that, but let's talk about something more inspiring." You can even redirect the conversation to growth-oriented topics. Statements like, "I love hearing about success stories. Have you read any good books lately?" Or, "She's got unique style. I think confidence is what really matters." Subtly signal that you are keeping the conversation positive and elegant. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people." So you got the idea, right? Number 3. Name dropping. Truly wealthy and sophisticated women never feel the need to flaunt who they know because their confidence, achievements, and grace speak for themselves. Name dropping often comes across as insecure and desperate, as if someone is seeking validation through their associations rather than their own merits. Instead of constantly mentioning that they had dinner with a billionaire or are best friends with a fashion mogul, they let their genuine connections unfold naturally in conversation, if at all. Phrases like, "Oh, I was just texting Justin Bieber the other day," or, "Kendall Jenner personally invited me to that gala," sound forced, boastful, and try hard. Instead, rich women keep things understated, saying things like, "It was a lovely event," or "I had an interesting conversation with someone in that industry." The best part? This subtle approach exudes elegance and commands more respect. If you're truly successful and confident, you don't need to prove it. Trust me, your aura will do that for you. Number 4. Negative self-talk. Affluent ladies know that how they speak about themselves influences their sense of worth. so they choose their words wisely. You won't ever hear Beyoncé or Angelina Jolie saying, "I look awful today," or "I can't do this." All these aren't even part of their vocabulary because they understand that self-criticism only weakens their power. It is important that you reframe your thoughts in a positive, constructive manner. For example, you may say, "I'm still learning," or "I'll take care of it, one step at a time." This shift from self-depreciation to self-empowerment reflects the understanding that you are in control of your narrative and perceptions. Let's take the example of Victoria Beckham or Amal Clooney. You'll never see them publicly lamenting about looking ugly or messing up because they know that true elegance lies in self-respect and resilience. The takeaway? If you wouldn't say it to a dear friend, don't say it to yourself. A rich woman's words build her up and never break her down. Number 5. Oversharing personal drama. Honestly speaking, the power of privacy is real. Oversharing personal drama, whether it's a breakup, a family dispute, or a workplace issue, is something they avoid. Instead of airing their private problems for the world to see, they choose to keep personal matters behind closed doors. There's a certain grace in maintaining control over one's own narrative, and rich women know that oversharing only opens the door to unnecessary judgment or distractions. It is indeed a terrible idea to even say something like, "You won't believe what happened to me today," or "Let me tell you about my horrible day." So the idea is to keep your emotional energy focused on what you can control and avoid letting external opinions influence your sense of well-being. Talking about Kate Blanchett, she has always maintained a boundary between her personal life and her public persona. Even in interviews, she avoids delving too deeply into her private matters, preferring to speak on the project she's working on or her views on the world rather than airing personal grievances. The world is quick to judge and gossip. Don't let these hamper your mental health. Instead of complaining or venting about personal problems, stick to saying, "I'm focusing on solutions," or "I've decided to let that go and move forward." So ladies, leave the drama behind and embrace self-care and the pursuit of your goals. Number 6. The comparison trap. Remember Michelle Obama's iconic statement? She said, "Success isn't about how your life looks to others, it's about how it feels to you." I'm referring to this because I want to drive home the fact that comparison is a thief of joy. We've all caught ourselves in the trap of comparison, wondering why others seem to have more success, wealth, or happiness. Instead of asking, "Why do they have more than me?" iconic women embrace their own unique journey, using others' achievements as inspiration rather than a reason for envy. You will hardly hear them say things like, "How do they do it? I can't seem to get there." This is because a wealthy mindset will encourage saying, "My progress is my own, and I'm excited to see where it takes me." Number 7. Outright rejection. Are you aware that saying no is just as important as not saying it? They avoid blunt rejections like, "I don't want to go," or "That sounds boring," because they know that maintaining good relationships and social grace is key to long-term success. Opt for polished and considerate refusals such as, "I embrace the invite, but I won't be able to make it," or "That sounds lovely, but I have prior commitments." Rich women know that whether it's a business event, a social gathering, or an invitation they're simply not interested in, leaving people with a positive impression is always beneficial. After all, you never know when a connection might prove valuable in the future. And guess where the difference lies? Tact, ladies. Politeness doesn't mean people-pleasing. It's about setting boundaries without creating unnecessary friction. Number 8. Crude language. Let's be honest, ladies. We've all let a swear word slip, whether it's out of frustration, excitement, or just casually in conversation. Sadly, cursing has become so normalized that many don't even think twice before throwing in a 4-letter word. But truly sophisticated and wealthy women know that their words carry weight. They understand that crude or vulgar language can diminish their presence, make them seem less composed, and even create a negative impression. Think about it. Have you ever heard Queen Urania of Jordan or Reese Witherspoon swearing in interviews or public appearances? Absolutely not. These women are known for their eloquence and grace, which adds to their aura of class and respectability. At moments when things feel like too much, let out what you feel by phrasing things in a refined manner, such as, "This is a bit of a challenge, but I'll handle it." Because a well-placed witty remark or a thoughtfully phrased response is far more powerful than a crude outburst. Number 9. Seeking validation. Haven't we all been there? Standing in front of the mirror, second-guessing an outfit, or hesitating before making a decision, asking, "Does this look okay?" Or, "Do you think I did the right thing?" Seeking reassurance is a natural instinct, but classy women don't depend on external approval. They own their choices, trust their instincts, and exude a quiet self-assurance that sets them apart. Refrain from saying something like, "What if they don't approve?" And "Should I post this, or is it too much?" Rather, say, "This is my style and I embrace it." Or, "I trust my instincts and that's what matters." So the next time you find yourself seeking validation, try flipping the script. Instead of asking for approval, state your decision with confidence. Instead of, "Do you think this works?" say, "I love this and I'm going with it." Notice how it changes not just how others perceive you, but how you feel about yourself. Number 10. Unsolicited advice. We've all been in conversations where we just know the perfect solution to someone's problem. Don't you agree? Maybe a friend is struggling with career decisions and we blurt out, "You should just quit and start your own business." Or a colleague complains about their workout routine. We say, "You're doing it all wrong. You need to switch to Pilates." While well-intended, unsolicited advice can come off as intrusive, condescending, or even dismissive of the other person's experience. Let's take the example of Kate Middleton. Does she go around publicly telling people what they should do? No, she leads by example and inspires through her actions. And when she does offer advice, it's thoughtful, measured, and often wrapped in personal experience rather than directives. I will strongly discourage you from saying something like, "Trust me, you're making a mistake," or "If I were you, I'd handle it this way." Shift to statements such as, "That's an interesting perspective. I'd love to hear more about how you see it." Or, "That sounds like a tough decision. What are you leaning toward?" The most admired women know that being a great listener is far more powerful than trying to be a constant problem solver. If people do ask, frame your words in a way that respects their autonomy rather than dictating what they should do. Number 11. Passive-aggressive comments. Haven't we all encountered passive-aggressive comments? You know, the kind that sounds nice but has a sting hidden beneath them. Maybe a friend says, "Wow, you're so brave for wearing that outfit." Or a coworker casually remarks, "Must be nice to have so much free time to take long lunch breaks." It's a form of indirect communication that masks irritation, jealousy, or disapproval under a thin veil of politeness. Grace is in clarity. If something needs to be addressed, it's best done with respect and honesty, ladies. Rich women would rather say, "I might have handled it differently, but I respect your approach," or "I'd really appreciate it if we could divide the work fairly." At the end of the day, rich women don't waste their energy on veiled insults. Their communication is elegant yet firm, warm yet clear. That's the kind of energy that leaves a lasting impression and commands respect without ever needing to resort to pettiness. Number 12. Boasting about wealth. I'm sure you've met that person in your life, the one who can't resist slipping the price of their handbag into a conversation, or constantly name-dropping luxury brands. "Oh, this? It's just a little something I picked up in Paris for $5,000. Believe me, wealthy ladies don't need to flaunt their money. They won't even say such things, because their presence, confidence, and refined taste do the talking for them. You won't hear iconic women like Beyoncé boasting about the cost of their clothes or homes. Class isn't about how much money you have, it's about how you carry yourself. Don't utter something like, "This watch? It's a limited edition. Only a few people in the world own it." Or, "I only stay at 5-star hotels. I just can't do budget places." Tweak the tone and say instead, "I love supporting brands that align with my values." Or, "I appreciate quality craftsmanship." After all, true elegance is understated. Number 13. Not owning the outcome. Passing the buck when something feels overwhelming by saying, "That's not my job, ask someone else," is a strict no-no. It's easy to step back and let someone else take the reins, but highly successful women never fully detach themselves from their responsibilities, even when they delegate. Whether it's in business, philanthropy, or personal projects, wealthy women stay informed and involved. They understand that success isn't just about having a great team, it's about leading with accountability. Even when they delegate, they ensure that things align with their vision and that they are aware of the progress. Just think of Sheryl Sandberg, Sarah Blakely, or even Rihanna. All these powerhouse women have built empires. Can you imagine them saying, "Oh, I don't know, someone else is handling that," in a crucial business decision? Absolutely not. Leadership is about ensuring things get done the right way, even when you're not doing them yourself. True power comes from ownership, not avoidance. Say something like, "Let's review this together to ensure it's on track," or "That's delegated, but I'm still overseeing the progress." Number 14, procrastination. I'll admit I've done this, and this is not at all the right thing. Putting off an email, delaying a decision, or putting something on our to-do list for tomorrow, knowing full well that tomorrow might turn into next week, sounds familiar, right? But influential women don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. Can you even imagine Martha Stewart saying, "I'll start working on my dream when I feel ready"? Of course not, because they value their time as their most precious asset. They understand that delaying action leads to missed opportunities, last-minute stress, and a cycle of inefficiency. Instead of saying, "I'll do it when I have more time," make it a habit to both say and mean, "I'll prioritize this now and avoid stress later." So don't wait for motivation, ladies. Take action regardless of how you feel. After all, success is built on consistency and discipline. Number 15, perceiving age as a barrier. Age is just a number, but limiting beliefs, those can hold you back forever. Whether it's thinking you're too young to be taken seriously in business or too old to start a new career, let me tell you, successful women never let their age define their capabilities. Do you know Vera Wang didn't even start designing wedding dresses until she was 40? In fact, Julia Child published her first cookbook at 50 and became a TV sensation then. Fascinating, right? These women didn't let society's age expectations stop them from making an impact. Starting today, avoid saying, "That's for people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and embrace statements like, "Why not me? Why not now?" If you ever feel held back by your age, pause and think about what you can't do. List out what your age gives you. Are you younger? That means fresh ideas, adaptability, and energy. Older? That means experience, wisdom, and confidence. Every stage of life has its strengths. Lean into them. Every word you say is a reflection of who you are, but why not make them work in your favor? If changing your habits feels overwhelming, don't worry. Start small. Pick just one phrase to eliminate from your vocabulary and watch how it transforms the way you think and carry yourself. So which of these phrases have you caught yourself saying before? And more importantly, which one will you stop saying from today? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay confident and stay elegant. See you soon in our next video on how rich women perfect the art of repeating outfits. Bye, beauties. Love you all.